list, Jennifer Love Hewitt gets a crash course on, shall we say, the ins and outs of the world's oldest profession. Take a look.
All the outfits are in a little room in the back, but each of these rooms have everything you might need. There's condoms and oils and such. Oh, and drinks and Viagra are on the house.
You give away Viagra?
It pays for itself. Little blue pill keeps us in the black.
We were worried when the economy tanked, but turns out that this is the most recession-proof business there is.
And what about the police?
Oh, well, let's just say donuts ain't the only thing they're getting for free.
Please welcome back the lovely and talented Jennifer Love Hewitt. You look so cute today. She's adorable.
Thank you.
We were talking about Bristol Palin. What do you think about that whole situation? Do you have anything? Because you're always in People magazine, and she's on Us magazine, and it's like you're in that whole group of...
I was kind of shocked by it, actually, but I was just intrigued by the fact that she was like, I'm really scared what my mom is going to say. And I'm like, well, then don't go to Us Weekly. like maybe have that conversation first. I don't know.
Safety in numbers.
Because everyone from Us is going to protect her
exactly.
against her mom.
now, in this movie...
It's kind of odd.
Okay, in this movie, I want to get to your movie because we want to make sure everybody watches it, because it's really terrific.
Thank you.
And you play a wife and a mom who becomes a prostitute to feed her family.
Yes.
So, what made you take this role?
Well, for the first time in the United States, more than ever right now, moms and housewives are having to go into sex worker positions. Phone sex, massage, whatever, to help support the family. And I was really intrigued by that idea. And I also thought it was really interesting because most of the time these movies are empowerment for men going out and sort of helping their families. And I thought it was really interesting that this was a woman sort of taking the power and going, no, I'm actually going to go out and do something for my family. And so I was just really intrigued by it. And her journey is quite fascinating.
Is it really a common thing for women to do
right now, more than ever in the United States, women are doing this stuff because of the economy and where we find ourselves. And also because at home, when men are feeling bad about not being able to support the family and the women are stressed out and everything, there's not a lot of relations happening, and so they're going out and doing these things, and it's interesting.
Now, you know, I've known you since you were a little kid, and I know your mom.
Yes.
Yeah. So when your mom heard that you were doing this, did she say anything?
She was pretty supportive, but it did, like, a week ago, she was like, so let's just review the last year, shall we? She was like, for 15 years, people have been talking about your boobs in the press. She's like, you wrote about your hoo-ha in a book, and now you're playing a crack hoe on TV. And I was like, yeah. She goes, so could we do maybe, like, an animated film next, or can you play Cinderella on Broadway or something? And I was like, okay, I'll clean it up right after this one, I promise.
Well, you know, Jennifer, I don't know if anybody else up here would ask you about this, but I heard you took pole dancing classes for this. Yes, you did. I heard about that. I want to know, I personally would like to know what that was like for you, and whether or not that's something that you still do right now.
Well, I do have a pole in my house now, yes, and I love it. Have you ever seen pole dancing, or?
Yes, I have.
You have? Okay. So you know what it looks like. Okay. It's very good for your body, and just for and for sexuality purposes, I wanted to sort of just feel empowered and good and everything about it, and so
I'm ashamed to tell you that once when I was a guest on The View, there was a pole dance, and I think Joy and I tried to get up the pole, just to get on the pole, and we couldn't.
Under me, pushing my butt up the pole.
By the way, it's really hard. I mean, I have respect for those girls. It is not just like put on. Yeah.
Tremendous respect.
I knew there was going to be a pole dancing follow-up. I just knew it. But I was afraid when I watched it last night, I was afraid that you guys were going to glorify or glamorize this industry. But this movie gets hard.
Yes.
I mean, you really realize she's going through a lot.
Yes.
You've said it was empowering for you to do this role. What part of it was empowering for you?
I think it was something, you know, it was a subject matter that I was very judgmental of. I mean, when I think of people in prostitution and things like that, it's very easy to judge. I mean, it really is. And I always just assumed it was something that they chose to do, and I didn't really understand why. And when I was filming the movie, I realized that there are a lot of women out there who really feel like there's nothing else that they can do, and some of it's self-esteem issues, some of it is people have made them feel like there's nothing else for them to do, and some of it is that there's just really not another choice, and they're very well paid, and they go out and do this stuff. And so it was just empowering to know that that some of them choose it, but they choose it for different reasons. I always thought, you know, we throw around the word slut and stuff like that very easily, and I just felt like that's what I thought it was. And afterwards, when I really got to meet some of these women, they're very smart, empowered, beautiful women who just feel like they don't have any other choice.
Did you find in your research that a lot of them were abused as children, sexually abused?
And a lot of them were just not parented well. I mean, they were made to feel like their physical appearance was all that they had, and that's very much what my character goes through in the movie. Her mom is a good mom, but she's a Texas mom, and she's raised her to believe that beauty pageants and that this is all she had to offer. And later on in the movie, she says to her, she goes, I guess I should have made you feel good about other things. So,
you know, you recently posed beautifully in a bikini for People magazine.
Thank you.
And but a few years, what is it, years ago? I don't remember how long ago. Yeah, they put some unflattering pictures of you, which I can't even imagine that you would look anything like this. Really, I can't even imagine it.
No, they were bad.
I didn't see them, but you know what's bad to you might be good to me. You know what I'm saying?
Bad.
But I mean, you know, that must have made you feel bad. So how did you feel now that you know that you're back there and you look good?
It was really nice. You know, I joked with them at the shoot. I was like, you guys kind of owe me. I was like, this is because it was emotionally very tough on me when they came out with the photos, and you know, people don't talk about that a lot. We're all supposed to say, oh no, it was fine, it didn't bother me and whatever. It emotionally for 2 years really put me into a bad place, and as a young person trying to feel good about yourself and like just feel like you're okay, it's hard when they do that stuff. And so it was really nice of them to come back and allow me to be a part of something that's about good body image and positivity. And I was really excited that I was chosen to be sort of like the cover person, because I'm not a size 0 and I'm not 12. And I was like, that's awesome. Like that means that, you know, curvy girls can do it too, and I like that. I think it sends a good message.
Curvy girls of a certain age.
Yes.
Because Joy and I are not there. They're not putting us on the cover. You know, you can catch Jennifer Love Hewitt in The Client List Monday night on Lifetime. Please watch it, because she's worth watching. She's a good actress. We'll be right back with Inception star Joseph Gordon-Levitt.